Hello everyone, today is 3rd of June. My name is Sahil and welcome to the newspaper analysis. Guys, first of all, let's have a look on today's GS folder. So today we will be taking a quote from the intellectual polymath of India, Shri Rabindranath Tagore or Gurudev. So Rabindranath Tagore had talked about the real nature of education. He says, the highest education is that which does not gives us merely the information but makes our life in harmony with all the existence. Guys, here Rabindranath Tagore has emphasized the real purpose of the education. The education is one which brings a kind of a synchronization in other aspects of the life. For example, harmony with the environment, which entails the idea of sustainable development, environmental ethics, respecting the environment and other life forms. It also entails that the education should not make you scientifically advanced, or rather, education should also imbibe the empathy, compassion, so that the miseries, the sufferings of other life forms can be understood, and even your conduct could be made synchronized with the morality and ethics. So, guys, the higher purpose of education has been prescribed by the Rabindranath Tagore. Guys, this particular quote can be highly relevant for our GS paper number 2, the education. So, guys, that is all about today's GS folder, and now let's take the newspaper analysis in detail. Now, guys, into the today's newspaper analysis, we will be taking up the attachments from the Hindu newspaper, Mint, Indian Express, and some of the attachments from the PIB. Guys, the first article that we are going to take is with respect to the GS paper number 2, the government's regularization to contain the digital media, social media. So, guys, we have seen recently also when we were seeing the WhatsApp versus government's controversy, that recently government had came out with the information IT rules 2020. Under the IT rules, government had specifically provided that the significant social media intermediaries, that is the ones which are having more than 50 lakh registered users, they need to abide by the government directions, and the originator of the information as well as the people's profile, in case they are posting something bad, it are to be provided. Now, guys, under those new rules, what has happened, the Delhi High Court had sent a notice to the Google. So there was a lady who filed a petition into the court. It was said that her pictures have been morphed, they have been taken from the Facebook and Instagram, and they have been posted on some of the pornographic website, and that pornographic website is coming onto the Google search. So into this particular respect, she moved to the Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court then sent a kind of a notice to the Google and said that all such kind of offensive content, whatever websites they are being they are showing it, they need to block it. That such kind of website should not pop up into the Google search. Now, guys, this particular message was given as a general direction. Now, into the general direction, it means that not only into the India or into a particular jurisdiction, but everywhere into the world, such kind of content is to be disabled. Now, what has happened? Google has again approached to the Delhi High Court, and it had said that wrongfully the Delhi High Court has categorized the Google under the IT rules 2020 under the category of significant social media intermediaries, and they say that actually they are not the social media intermediary. It is a search engine which just indexes the information websites and shows it. They don't have any kind of control over the content that is being shown onto the website. So therefore, into this particular regard, the petition has been made. And guys, after that, there are certain other things also which could be important. We'll see here. See, number one, it has been provided that the significant or the social media intermediary is simply an entity that primarily or solely enables online interaction between two or more users. Now, this is a kind of a definition which is to be clearly provided under the IT rules. So, it has been said that a clarity onto the definitions of the key term has not been there. It needs to be made. So, guys, where this particular thing will be important, whenever you are writing about the IT rules 2020, if there is a critical appraisal, then onto the critical aspect, we can also give this particular case study of Google and can raise this particular aspect. It will highly authenticate the validity of your answer. Further, guys, it has been also be said that the rules which have been framed, they don't clarify whether a pure play intermediary like Google is under the ambit of SMI. It should not be, and even if it comes, it has not been defined. So, guys, that is all about this particular matter. I hope that you have understood it. Will be important for our GS paper number 2, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now, guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and here there is one particular aspect that is coming into the vaccine policy of center, which has been called as violative of the fundamental right to equality. Now, guys, what has happened? First of all, let's go into the background. So, basically, now the Supreme Court has pulled off the center and had said that you have came out with the liberalized vaccine policy recently. Actually, the phase 3 was started recently, and it has been said that this particular policy has a lot of problem. Now, see, when we talk about this liberalized vaccine policy, this liberalized vaccine policy provides that entire vaccine which will be available, center will procure the 50% and other remaining 50% can be procured by the state as well as by the private hospitals which aims to provide the vaccination. Now, guys, this particular thing is actually the reason that why the vaccine price differential is there. The center is getting vaccine at around 150 rupees and the states are getting from 300 to 600 rupees. Number one, because of this price differential, first of all, the Supreme Court asked that why there is no one nation, one price. Then, secondly, now the Supreme Court is again asking that because of the bulk orders that you are placing, 50% vaccine you are taking, you had got a kind of a monopolistic position. And because this monopolistic position is there, why you have not procured the entire drugs, vaccines, and from there you might have given to the states. Now the states have to shell out so much of the money, entirely double money. So therefore, here a point comes that equality is not being adopted, and therefore, guys, the center had said that this liberalized vaccine policy of the center government, it is violative of article number 14, that is the right to equality, because states here are at a discriminatory position and a disadvantage is going to them. Now, further, the Supreme Court has also observed this particular thing that as the center has a dedicated budget of 35,000 crore rupees, which was declared into the union budget, the states are not having that much luxury and they are reeling under the pressure. So, therefore, the kind of a more representative and a more considerate policy is to be brought by the center. So, guys, that is all about this particular article. Now, after that, guys, there is also one more development. However, you need not to go too much into the detail. That is the norms with respect to the foreign-made vaccines. Now, if India wants to import any foreign-made vaccines such as the Pfizer, Moderna, etc., so earlier there was a condition that the bridge trial has to be conducted. Now, guys, bridge trial means that it is needed to be seen on a limited group whether the vaccine holds the efficacy or not. But now it has been seen that since millions of people have been vaccinated, so those bridge trials are not needed. So basically, the Drug Controller General of India had waived off that thing. Secondly, it has been said that earlier it was needed that every batch of vaccine that is coming is to be tested. Now, the every batch is not needed to be tested. And guys, this particular thing will further ease the process to give the approval to the foreign vaccines into the India. Now, guys, this particular thing has been done if any kind of approval has been given to the vaccines by the US Food and Drug Administration, European Medicines Agency, Medicines and Healthcare Product Regulatory Agency of UK, Pharmaceuticals and Medical Devices Agency of Japan, and many such of other kind of organizations are also there. You are actually not needed to go into the nitty-gritties and you need not to mug up the names of them. So that is all the development that has happened into this particular context. Now, guys, we'll be moving into the next article. Now, guys, this article has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper and it will be important for our GS paper number 1, history, culture, architecture, as well as into the prelims also there might be a question from this. Now, first of all, guys, before going into the article, we will be taking up some basic things. See, the Buddhists were the pioneers in introducing the rock cut architecture into the India. One of the pioneers. Now, the rock cut architecture is one where from a block of rock you are carving out some architectural masterpieces. Now, into various parts of the country, Buddhist caves are there, and guys, into this, the caves into the Ajanta are the masterpiece. Now, what had happened into the Maharashtra in Nasik, there are one group of caves which are popularly known as the Pandavleni caves. Now, basically, these Pandavleni caves are also called as the Three Rashmi Buddhist caves. And actually these caves are the group of 25 caves. Now guys, first of all, one thing you need to keep into your mind that majority of these caves are the nature of vihar are were the places where the monks they used to reside. However, one cave out of these 25, that is the cave number 18, is also the chaitya, which was primarily for the purpose of worship. Now, moving forward, guys, as these caves are there, now what has happened? The Archaeological Survey of India had found three more cases into the Pandavlini complex. Now, first of all, guys, still the studies and the kind of excavations are going on that what was the actual nature of the caves and what were the historical findings with it. But as this particular thing has been done, it is being find out that these caves might be even more older than these three Rashmi Buddhist caves, and this particular thing can bring a kind of an important dimension into it. So therefore, this particular thing becomes very much important. Now, guys, when we are talking about these three Rashmi or Pandavlini caves, this complex for the first time was documented during the times of Britishers, particularly in 1823, by the Captain James Delamine. And right now, it is an Archaeological Survey of India protected site. So, guys, that is all about this particular article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this particular article has been taken from the Indian Express newspaper, and it talks about the certain restrictions that are imposed onto the civil servants. Guys, this article could be utilized with respect to the GS paper number 2, the role of the civil servants and issues with respect to it, as well as into the GS paper number 4, particularly the topic number 7, where the civil servants, their conduct, the limitations onto them, etc. has been talked about. Now guys, talking about the article. So what has happened recently, the Department of Personnel and Training DOPT had came out with the kind of a notification, and under that notification the pension rules or the qualifications to avail the pensions by the civil servants had been changed. So actually what has happened is that government had amended the Central Civil Services Pension Rule 1972. Now guys, specifically the rule number 8 subclause 3 subclause A has been changed. You might not need to remember it. Now under the rule it has been provided that any official who had retired from a security establishment or from an intelligence establishment, he cannot talk about the organization, about their job, etc. without taking the permission from their department or from the government. Now guys, here certain grounds have been provided that the sensitive information cannot be given, the information which will give the disclosure which could prejudicially affect the sovereignty, integrity of India, security, strategic, scientific, or economic interest of the state, or relation with a foreign state, or which would lead to incitement of an offense. Now, guys, basically these particular rules, it is being said that government had deliberately brought to silence the civil servants who many a times criticize the government, because the ground which has been laid, it is very much vague, and virtually anything that you are doing which is going against the government, you could be charged and your pension will be stopped. Now, apart from the security and intelligence organization, basically the organization into the second schedule of the Right to Information Act has also been provided into these rules. Guys, there are 26 organizations into the schedule 2 of the RT Act, and it includes organizations such as the Intelligence Bureau, CBI, ITBP, CISF, etc. Now, the thing is coming that whether the government has done anything new. So for that particular thing, the answer is actually no. Earlier also, there were certain rules. For example, guys, earlier there was the rule number 8 of the Central Civil Services Pension Rule, and it actually laid a condition onto the civil servants to continue to avail their pensions. That is, the future good conduct shall be an implied condition for every grant of pension and its continuance. So basically, this ground was very much specific. Now the vague ground has been there. Then, guys, further it has been said that when we talk about the restrictions onto the civil servant, there are other type of restrictions which are also there. For example, there is rule number 7 of the Central Civil Services Conduct Rules, and it provides that the civil servants cannot participate into any kind of strike or into any kind of coercion. Moreover, there is another rule, that is the rule number 8, and it restricts that the civil servants, they cannot participate into editing or management acknowledgement of any newspaper or any periodical publication or into the electronic media. Then guys, there is also the rule number 9, which provides that the government servant cannot make any statement or cannot broadcast any opinion which can bring the adverse criticism of the government. So already there are many of the norms, and now deliberately bringing a very vague ground does not make sense. So this particular criticism is coming. However, guys, now there is one particular issue also, that what about the civil servants joining the politics? They going into the political elections and all such kind of things. So for that particular thing, there is actually no rule. Even what has happened in 2013, there was a kind of a letter or a kind of a request that was made by the election commission to the DOPT as well as the law ministry, and it was said that there needs to be a mandatory cooling off period, fine within which the civil servant might not be able to join the politics or into the election. But that particular thing has not been accepted up till now. So this thing has been said, which was actually the necessity of a time. Guys, there is also a kind of a counter argument that comes, that it will actually be violative of article number 14 of Indian Constitution, because under article number 14, right to equality has been there, and when everybody has the right to contest election, why not the civil servant? But behind the curtains, whether this is actually the thing or some other is the thing that is there into the minds of the government, we don't know. So that is all about this particular issue, guys, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, here we have clubbed 3 articles from the Hindu as well as from the Indian Express newspaper, and all of them are talking about the exit of Naomi Osaka from the French Open. Now guys, this article is important for our examination because it is raising a very sensitive topic of mental health, and therefore it will be important for GS paper number 2, social justice health part. Now guys, first of all, if you don't know anything about this particular matter, then what had happened? Naomi Osaka is one of celebrated player into the tennis. She is also one of the highest paid athlete or the tennis player right now. Now what has happened? Naomi Osaka, she says that she actually is suffering from the social anxiety, and therefore after the tennis match there is a press conference which is there. She will not be able to attend to it. She will not be able to answer the questions from the media. Now, when we talk about the French Open Tennis Championship, into the contract there is a norm that such kind of press briefings are mandatory, and she had to attend to it. Now guys, first, as she was not attending, a fine was imposed onto her, and then it was said that if she will not attend, she will also be suspended from the series. Now, because of that particular matter, what has happened? She had actually herself left the series. Now guys, a question is coming that mental health is a very important matter, and as Naomi Osaka was raising a very genuine matter, that the problem of her social anxiety, that thing was not taken seriously by the authorities, and it is actually a very sorry state of affairs, and it actually shows that how even till today, even into the developed countries, the mental health is not taken very much seriously. But guys, according to the Lancet as well as WHO, the mental health is becoming a kind of a important and a major health burden into both the emerging as well as into the developed economies. And because of that particular thing, the WHO has recently also started a special initiative for mental health in 2019. And this particular initiative will be going up till 2023. Now, the aim of this particular mission is to educate the people with respect to the importance of mental health, as well as to persuade the governments that they need to come out with adequate adequate schemes, adequate mechanisms to detect the mental health into the early phases. Now guys, what has actually happened? Basically, 2019 this particular initiative got launched, and we are into the middle, and still a kind of elitist and a kind of a disconnected mindset is prevailing into the authorities of the French Open, and basically this is a very sorry state of affairs. Now guys, it has been provided that actually there are some examples which have shown a great empathy in dealing with the people with the mental health also. These are some positive success stories also they are there. For example, there was the Magne Bondevik, who was the Prime Minister of Norway from 1997 to 2000, as well as from 2001 to 2005. Now, he was diagnosed with the depression into the 1998, and he needed some kind of medical intervention. Now, what had happened? The Prime Minister, he came out openly into the public and sought that he will be needing the medical help and therefore he needs a leave. Now, number one, we can see that into the conduct of the Prime Minister Bondevik, a transparency was maintained. Number two, guys, this particular thing was also appreciated by the public, and when he returned back, neither the opposition nor the public blew this particular matter disproportionately, and he was again chosen into the prime ministership. So basically, it shows that how empathy, compassion, and recognition is slowly coming. It is a kind of a positive success story. Then, guys, after that also we have seen that into the recent times, even the people who had success, the celebrities, they are also facing the depression, and into this, the example of J.K. Rowling, Deepika Padukone, etc., are also there. So many a times it was believed that if you acquire some kind of a material wealth, material success, all the problems of life will be solved. You might be you might be enjoying a constant stream of happiness. So these particular things also denote that happiness is a mental state of it is a state of mind which cannot be achieved by the material success. So guys, this particular thing can be utilized as a fodder for our GS paper number 4, ethics and human interface. Fine. So guys, furthermore, so this is the mental health is actually an important aspect that is needed to be considered. Then guys, when we talk about the status of mental health in India, then guys, according to the World Health Organization, it has been said that nearly 7.5% of people in India, they are suffering from the mental disorders. And if we talk about the suicide in India, the rate of suicides are very much high. And in this, we can see that 36.6% of the global suicides, they are being committed into the India. Then guys, according to the National Mental Health Survey in 2015 and 16, which was sponsored by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, it was found that the depression is also becoming a problem into the teenagers. Right now, 9.8 million teenagers in India, they are suffering from the depression as well as from the mental disorders, and they need an urgent intervention. So guys, this is actually a very big problem, and not only on the health aspect, rather there is also the economic dimension of it. According to the World Health Organization, again, the economic loss of $1.03 trillion has been caused because of the poor mental health into the India. Now guys, government is also slowly recognizing this particular thing, and we can see that first of all, the National Mental Health Program has been started by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which focuses on educating the people, detecting the early cases of clinical depression, mental disorders, and giving them treatment. And at the same time, the number of psychiatrists, number of people into the discipline of mental health are also needed to be increased. Now guys, as we have talking about increasing the manpower, so guys, here also India performs very poorly. Here there are certain data which we can take. For example, per 1 lakh population into the India, there are just 0.3 psychiatrists, there are just 0.12 nurses, and just 0.07 psychologists. And this is actually very much less, seeing the number or the percentage of people who are suffering from the mental disorders. So still much has to be done. However guys, one more important thing that has been done is the Mental Health Act of 2017. Now Mental Health Act of 2017 is important for two things. Number one, it has decriminalized the section number 309 of IPC. Now the section 309 dealt with the suicides. It was said that the suicide is a kind of a offense. So this thing has been done. It is now decriminalized. And second, the approach or the attitude with respect to the mental health has also been improved. It has been provided into the Mental Health Act that the people suffering with it should not be treated as lunatics or should not completely be ignored. Rather, the care and urgent medical intervention is to be provided. So guys, these are some of the issues with respect to the mental health into the India. I hope that we have understood, and by seeing the Naomi Osaka's episode, there will be some kind of attitudinal changes also be coming into the people as well as into the governments. So guys, that is all about this particular article. Now we'll move into the next article. No guys, this article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper, and it will be important for the GS paper number 3, matters related to the taxation. Now before going into the article, first of all we will be taking one concept, that is the base erosion and profit sharing, BEPS. You might have heard many times about this word, what it is. See, BEPS simply means the different kind of strategies, the different kind of arrangements that are utilized by the corporates just to avoid their taxes. What they do? They simply issue shifting to the countries where the percentage of tax is less, so that they can save money onto the taxation. And because of that, every year billions of dollars into the taxes are being lost by the countries. So on to this particular thing, the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, also is working onto this aspect. Now guys, what has happened? There are two developments which are into the way to remove this BEPS. Number one is the USA's initiative for the global minimum corporate tax. Now here the USA had said that many of the corporates, they have shifted to the jurisdictions where the taxes is less, and it is causing the losses. So they said that globally we need to fix some kind of standard of the tax rate. That tax rate could be like 15% or 21% or anything. Actually USA proposes 21%. Because of this thing, there will be no incentive to set up into the other countries. So this is the USA's proposal. Then guys, the second thing is that the pillar 2 proposal that is underway under the aegis of the OECD. Now here it has been said that, see, I will explain it by the help of an example. Suppose there is a country A and then there is a country B. Now a company which is headquartered into the company B, it shifted its subsidiary into the company into the country A. Into the country A, the tax rate is suppose 1%. Into the country B, the tax rate is suppose 15%. We clearly know that why they shifted here, because the tax rate was very much low. So under the OECD, Pillar 2 proposal says that right to tax back is needed to be introduced. Now here what has happened, because into the country A just tax rate is 1%, so the country B has a right that 14% tax rate or any other kind of a tax rate they can also levy onto them. So this particular thing will again be removing the inequality which has been there. Now guys, actually it will not be 14%, whatever will be decided here into the Pillar 2 proposal, it will be the rate. Fine. So these two things are very much similar. Now guys, it has been said that because of this thing, what will be the implication onto the India? Now guys, onto India, there will be a huge implication, because if we take some of the reference, that is from the State of Tax Justice Report of 2020, it has been found that every year India is losing $10 billion into the tax revenue. Why? Because many of the people or many of the companies from India, they had set up their offshore subsidiaries, particularly into the countries such as Mauritius, Singapore, Netherlands, etc. Why? Just to save the taxes. Now, as they are paying up less taxes below a minimum threshold, and if the Pillar 2 proposal will be signed, India will get the right to tax back, and they can tax those companies into own jurisdiction. So this is one particular good thing that has happened. Nowadays, guys, if you also see the startups as well as Indian conglomerates, they are using these offshore structures. Now, after this particular thing, one other issue will also be coming, that guys, when the tax differential will not be there, the countries had to work very hard on to improving the ease of doing business, enhancing the regulatory regime to nurture their talent, because then the talent, regulations, environment, political stability, etc. will be the only things that will guide if any of this particular proposal is passed. So guys, if India wants to truly reap the benefits, it needs to work onto the internal economic restructuring of India also. So for that particular thing, many of the substantial reforms are to be carried, and government needs to be ready well before the time. So guys, that is one particular thing that has been discussed into this article, and now we'll be moving to the next article. Now guys, this particular article or issue has been taken from the PIB, and it will be important for GS paper number 3, that is the food management and agriculture into the India. Now guys, this thing we can utilize as a reference. When we talk about the agriculture and the state of food management in India, we see India grows a lot, but still there is always the food shortage. Why? Because guys, there is no proper post-harvest management of food crops into the India. So into this particular capacity, we need some kind of a help. And therefore, into this particular capacity, Australia can help India. Now guys, just last year in 2020, comprehensive strategic partnership has been signed between the India and Australia. And as a part of it, now what India and Australia they are doing, they are going forward with the India-Australia grains partnership. Now they will be focusing majorly onto the two aspects. Number one is the post-harvest management. Into the post-harvest management, it will be emphasized that how into the India, Australia can help to strengthen the rural grain storage, because there are number one, no scientific storages, number two, there are no infrastructure also. So here the Australia will be helping. And number two, how to strengthen the supply chain management into the India, it will also be focused on, because guys, many a times the perishable commodities, they are just being destroyed because of no proper supply chain management. Then after the post harvest management, also guys, there is the prospects that the collaboration will be done between the India and Australia to meet the challenge of the climate change. Now India is largely an agrarian country, and nearly 57 to 58% people, they are dependent onto the agriculture. So guys, in India we are running the national climate resilient agriculture. Now into this, how the research and development capabilities of Australia can enhance so that we can meet the challenge of climate change. So here also the cooperation will be done. So guys, whenever you are writing about the food management, food processing, always the problem of supply chain management, poor storage, etc. comes. So there also we can utilize it as a reference article. So guys, that is all about the discussion and the articles for today. Guys, I hope that you are liking our newspaper analysis and it is serving some utility for you. So that is all. Thank you so much.